Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of EA James, where I am all about games. And let me tell you, it is here, and it is a great time to be an RPG fan. An RPG, you say? A role-playing game? Not just any role-playing game, but a traditional turn-based dragon-fighting amazing adventure game. I'm talking about Dragon Quest XI, Tales of an Elusive Age. Let me just say I have waited for this port to come out. I completed it back on the PS4, and now taking another trek into it on the Switch. It is everything I wanted it to be, and more. All of the problems I had on the original are washed away. Even the chop and resolution and frame rate to an extent are not even noticeable because of the slew of new content that you're given. The overall expanded world and the overall better story and cohesive events that tied together to make such a great tale easily puts this into my top 3 games. And while I don't know if I will ever play a Dragon Quest that will top my favorite one, which is Dragon Quest VIII, which I'll talk about later, this one does so many things right that I think we just need to jump in and talk about it. Dragon Quest XI is a love letter to every fan who grew up with the original 3 Dragon Quests, particularly Dragon Quest III. There are so many little intricacies and homages to the story of Erdrick and how this all ties together in the story of you, the Luminary. Now, the Luminary canonically is known as Yusha, and I try to name all of my characters by their names. However, in America he's known as 11, but that's not nearly as fun, so we will stick with Yusha. Yusha grows up in a small town known as Cobblestone, a beautiful countryside villa that is surrounded by rock, and him and his best friend Gemma have to climb the stony tor to do their coming of age. On the top of the rock, the Luminary experiences his hand to glow, and the mark he's had since a young age allows lightning to shoot forth. For anyone who's grown up with the series, this is known as Zap, a powerful electric spell, and the story and the questions begin to unfold. The Luminary confronts his mother, who tells him that he is a hero of light, who is destined for greatness, and that she has known for a very long time. After giving you a pendant to show the story of your birth from a crumbling kingdom that you've had to walk away from due to devastation, you set out. You come to this large kingdom of Heliodor, where you are to go to the king, to learn of your birthright, and to begin your epic quest. However, the king meets you with hostility and throws you in jail. Here, you meet your best friend and right-hand man, Eric. Eric is a fantastic character and a huge love letter to Toriyama and his art style, especially since it seems like Eric is going Super Saiyan all the time with his blue hair. Eric is a very versatile thief character, fast, able to use knives and boomerangs, and I always stick to boomerangs because I love those multi-hit targets. And they set out. Now, unfortunately, you're now a wanted man, so you're given a cloak, and you have to go undercover back to Heliodor to get something Eric has lost. After getting the hidden stone that Eric has procured, you move onward to your own town to find out it has been destroyed, that the king of Heliodor went and ransacked your village, completely destroying everything that you knew. Here, you are sent to get a stone that sends you through a gate to a sandy desert kingdom known as Gallipolis. Here, you meet a wimpy nerd who is actually the prince, who is so afraid of being king that he shirks all of his duties, until you meet 3 new characters, Serena and Veronica, the wonderful magic-wielding sisters. Serena for her healing properties, and Veronica for her black mage, fire, ice, and electric abilities, who are very helpful to you as you go along in the dungeons. You also meet a new character, a jester formerly knight known as Sylvando. And Sylvando is by far one of my favorite characters that has ever been in the series. There's so much life and vibrancy to him, so much true to form character, and so much character building as it shows his story of his embarrassment of who he is, to his acceptance with his father, to his growth into the heart of your group and the energy that stirs you forward. From here you move on to the seaside vista known as Gondolia, where you get your ship, and you continue to meet new characters and new faces. From here you travel the world to Octagonia, a wonderful arena where you come to know your grandfather and, spoilers, your best friend could have been sister-in-law, Jade. These are two of the most versatile characters in the game. Your grandfather Rab not only is the best grandfather in video games, with a charming Scottish accent and a will to love you, but also amazing claw and staff usage, as well as the ability to use dark magic, hard-hitting spells, as well as devastating combination spells with the main character. And then Jade, who is essentially a monk fighter, who can do critical spear damage, as well as multiple different abilities to charm enemies, to do multi-hit combat abilities with her feet. And from here you go to the World Tree. You see the sword of light, that if anyone has played Dragon Quest III, you know all about. It's Erdrick's sword. The sword that can hold back darkness. And here, one of the big twists of the game happens. If you want to avoid spoilers, I'll give you about 5 seconds to skip forward. It should take me just a few minutes. Here, you find out that the King of Heliodor is actually possessed. He has been possessed by the Demon Lord, who is set out to destroy the Luminary, and branded him as the Harbinger of Darkness. The Demon Lord actually is the reason why your home kingdom, the kingdom of Dundrasil, where you would be known as the Crown Prince, was destroyed when he found of your birth. Because you are the antithesis of him. You are the light to his darkness, the justice to his calamity. And you are set out to destroy him. And he destroys and corrupts the Sword of Light into the Great Sword of Darkness, which he will use to turn the story from you. From here, he causes the World Tree of Yggdrasil to fall, and causes one of the best characters in your party, the one you've probably used the most now, love or hate her, Veronica, to use all of her magical ability to save you, and in the end, using up all of the mana in her body, effectively killing herself, putting herself into a long, unending sleep. This devastates your party. This devastates her twin sister, to the point to where Serena takes it upon herself to use the embodiment of Veronica and become this amazing red mage healing magic dealer for the rest of your adventure. From here you meet multiple different characters, to Eric's sister who is cursed, to the left-hand man turned right man, Hendrik, who, spoilers, he is your 8th party member, and he is absolutely integral to the rest of your game party. You grow, and you adventure together, and you overcome tribulation to become this amazing team. And through all of your travels, to the oriental town of Hado, to the rustic and vibrant seaside village of Lunalulu, you get to know all of the different inhabitants of this world, and your reasoning for wanting to save them. After finally defeating the Demon Lord, you discover that the game is only 2/3 of the way over. However, you can choose to end it here and now. You can choose to be done. You've saved the world. You've cleansed it of its darkness. But If you choose to go forward, you can actually unlock the third act of the game. The third act, which will change everything as you know it. If you choose to go ahead here, unfortunately, all of the adventures and memories that you've stored up with your party along the way will be gone. Only you will know. If you choose to go ahead, it will put you right back to the world tree, right before the Sword of Light is corrupted. Here, you can stop the king ahead of time. You can choose to create it into a way to where the Demon Lord never ascends to power, to where you can defeat him at his weakest, and discover that the true enemy of the game is a sentient evil who killed the original party years ago in their struggle to purify the land. The evil warlock known as Kalasmos. This act fleshes out so many different aspects of your characters that I highly recommend if you have the time and the energy to invest in a little bit of retelling. You will see so many new facets of individuals, so many new potentials, and new growing and heartwarming moments that will help you to overcome adversity and become the true legendary hero that you're meant to be. Now you're probably wondering, why should I buy this? Why should I not just use the cheaper, older version that runs on potentially better running hardware, the PS4? Well, I'll tell you. In Dragon Quest XI's, it's fixed multiple problems I have with it. First off, with the overworld music. Although a lot of the score is new, it seems to lack a lot of life. Especially in the fact that in the original version, it was all in a MIDI synthesized style. This creates a feeling of aesthetically imperfect music. And also, I'm a little bit nostalgia blind, but in the new version, you get to have a true symphonic orchestral soundtrack that brings out the emotions and the fears and all of the different aspects of the game so clearly, as well as allowing you to change the overworld to my favorite overture, the overworld music from Dragon Quest VIII. This gives such a better feel for the majesty of the world that you go to, as well as there's more rideable monsters, there is a brand new area, there is a brand new 2D adventure that is built of the game from the ground up that you can play from start to finish. It feels like two games put in one. And it is such a wonderful feeling. Such a wonderful and heartwarming adventure that you will cherish. I would give Dragon Quest XI's my full regards and my recommendation for any RPG turn-based lover to get into. Please let me know your thoughts and comments in the section below, as well as please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and I love to make content for you and would love to continue to do so in the future. Anyways, please have a wonderful evening and take care.